How you doing?
How you been?
All right.
Haven't seen you.
Still at it, huh?
Yeah. Doing good?
Make any progress or what?
Yeah.
How so?
Just every day getting to meet new people, you know.
That's progress? Just meeting people?
It is for me.
Okay.
You doing good?
Always doing good.
Good.
Yeah,
What are you doing now? You in school or you working? Or?
yeah, I work. Yeah, I work all the time. Yeah.
Okay. What do you do?
I work IT.
That's good to be in.
Yep. You? What do you do? This is what you do?
You know, I get to come some. I don't get to come all the time.
Uh-huh.
Basically, a retired guy. I build houses.
Okay. And you think this is a good use of your time?
It is for me, yeah.
Okay.
You want to sit down and talk a while?
Sure.
Okay.
Right here's good.
I'll hang where it's sitting.
Oh, okay. You pick then. Sure, sure. All right. So what did we talk about last time?
Well, we just basically Christian and expressed my faith, and you told me that you didn't believe, and that's kind of where we are.
Do you think truth is important?
Do I think what?
The truth? Do you think truth is important?
Sure, don't you?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Is it more important than like no matter what, the truth should be over any kind of lie. Is that correct? Okay, so truth is good, lies are bad. We can agree on that, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, good. So you think that this stuff is true?
I do.
Okay. But do you know that whenever someone says something is true, it must be demonstrable? Do you agree with that?
When you say demonstrable, what do you say?
That means to be demonstrated. It must be demonstrated. It can't just be said to be true. It has to be demonstrated.
No, I don't really necessarily believe it.
You don't think it's important to demonstrate anything that someone says is true?
I don't think that something has to be demonstratable in order to be true.
No. Not in order to be true, in order for us to know it's true. It could still be true. We not know about it. But in order for us to know it's true, it must be demonstrated. You don't agree to that?
I really don't know. I'm not being evasive. That's a big question. Does it have to be
Right, because
demonstratable?
right, how else can we know if something is true if it hasn't been demonstrated to be true? Because otherwise it's just someone's story, right? I mean, anyone can make up a story.
I'll go along with your line of thought or whatever.
Okay. But you can't actually agree with it.
It's not that I'm trying to be evasive. It's just that's a big question.
You think that's a big, okay. Well, for me, I think everything should be demonstrable if something's said to be true, right? Because if someone says something is true, that means that they must have some reason for doing that, right? So you have to have a reason for saying something is true. You can't just say something is true and just have a story about it and not have it shown to be true. Because what is someone, when they say something is true, they're saying, hey, there's something over here in reality. It's true. All they should be doing is making you aware of the evidence that shows to be the good evidence shows to exist. That shows it's true. The person saying it's true shouldn't be the only thing that gives credence to something that's said to be true. It has to be something in reality showing it's true. Otherwise, how can that person be standing there and saying it's true unless they have something to go by? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So here we have a story. A lot of stories back then were written with a little bit of fact and a lot of fiction. And in that book, we have a God existing, afterlife, stuff like this. All these things are said to be true, are asserted in the book, and in other stories too that people have written. Without it being demonstrated, so we can see it's true, what's the reasonable, what good reason do we have for actually believing it's true?
Let me ask you this, just to converse. What can you prove that it's not true?
Well, you see, the person who has the positive assertion has to provide the evidence, because it's the burden of proof is always on the one with the positive assertion. The skeptic can't ever, we can never disprove a story someone made up, because if it's just a story without anything behind it, there's nothing to us to work with. We can't disprove it because it's just a story and there's nothing to it that we can look at. All we can do is point to the fact that they never provided any evidence, or we don't see, there is no actually good evidence to support it. So that's the skeptic position. It's just we're without belief until this person or whoever can show that what they're saying is true is actually true, since they have the burden of proof.
I mean, if you're asking me, can I prove God? That's what you're asking.
Well, not only that, but we don't really have a good definition for it either. So how can we even begin to prove something that there's no good definition for?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I can.
Right. Well, we need to define it first, and no one really has a good definition of what it is. That's a bigger problem too, I think. So, if
I know what I believe.
right, but what you believe might not be the truth. Do you agree to that?
Certainly, you could believe the wrong thing,
Okay.
but so could you.
Of course, all of us could.
Yeah.
But some of us put more effort into purging any sacred beliefs we may have than others. Some of us acknowledge the importance of reason and logic more than others, and understand that something must be demonstrated for the belief to be reasonable. I always require everything to be demonstrated that is said to exist. So if I have any doubts to it, I can look into it myself.
You're welcome to look into it.
What's that?
So you're welcome to look into it.
Look into what?
Scripture.
Okay.
Have you done that?
Yeah, I've already done that.
You've read the scripture.
Yeah, I've read it, yeah.
Can you prove that Jesus is not a reality?
Was not a reality. You mean prove that he...
Not the Messiah.
Well, I don't think there's really any good... I don't think we have any good reason to think he even existed as a regular person.
Can you prove that?
Well, again, the skeptic doesn't have to prove. It's up to the person who says he was real to show that he was real. Now, I could go ahead and give the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, maybe he was a real person, even though I seriously doubt it. It would just be a person, and then your question is, can you show he wasn't a Messiah? Well, no, because on the skeptic, then you have to show that not only was this a person, but they were more than just a person. And since we don't know of anyone who is a Messiah or anything of that nature, or any godly-like person, then I would think that would be difficult. So I'm not sure why you would ask me to show there's not a Messiah. It's up to the person who says he's a Messiah.
I mean, that's your opinion.
What do you mean? What was the opinion?
That it's up to, not up to the skeptic, but up to...
No, that's actually logic. Because someone who says something is true, like if I said Tinkerbell is real, right? And then someone questioned me on it, I'm like, well, prove that Tinkerbell isn't real. That wouldn't make any sense. Because I'm the one saying if Tinkerbell is real, I have the burden of proof. It's always the person with a positive assertion that has the burden of proof. You don't agree with that? Really? So that means I can say that Spider-Man is real, and I'm perfectly reasonable for saying that.
I don't know if you're reasonable or not for saying that, but you can say it.
You can say it, but the question is that person reasonable or not reasonable for having that belief?
depends, I suppose, on what that individual says is what creates the relationship such that they know that Spider-Man's Spider-Man.
Why would that matter? All he's doing is saying Spider-Man is real. I mean,
I think that there's more to be said than just to say that Jesus is real.
what do you mean there's more? Like what? Like what do you think?
Well, there's personal experience.
Personal experience with what? Who? Whose personal experience?
The Holy Spirit.
I don't even know what that is. What is
Well, I
holy?
understand.
What is holy? What is a spirit or a Holy Spirit?
Well, it's my belief that you and I and all of us have a spirit
Okay.
in our being. Our being is a spirit.
All right.
This is flesh. But the spirit is who we really are.
Okay.
That's what I believe.
But what is it?
The spirit
Yeah. What is it?
is the life force.
I don't know what is life force. Can you use words that have something to do with something we know about today, and we can
And
because
I'm sharing with you what I know. That's all I can really do.
so when you define it, I don't really have anything to relate it to as far as my everyday knowledge. So it makes no sense to me to say that it's a life force.
You know, probably somebody that you would respect that you could refer to would be C.S. Lewis.
You think he would describe it better?
He was an intellect.
Huh?
I say he was an intellect.
Okay. Have you read his work?
Excuse me.
Have you read his work?
Some of it.
But not that part?
Not which part.
The part that you think he might describe it better?
I've read his Narnia book.
No.
Stuff like that.
So you just...
You're familiar with that, right?
I know who that is. I know I've heard of him. Yes, I've read a little bit of him.
And he's a renowned atheist turned Christian
Well,
who
every,
is considered an intellect.
everyone starts off an atheist, so an atheist becoming a Christian is like not unique or rare. It happens all the time.
Yeah, I agree. I think that happens all the time.
Of course, less and less now, I think. Because less and less people are religious now. The non-religious are rising. I think we're like 30% right now.
I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know what life force is. So I don't know how I would be able to even wrap my head around a spirit if I'm given words like that I can't understand or define or know how it relates to the real world. Do you see my problem?
I understand what you're saying.
So,
I think you and I might have even talked about this previously, but from a pure logic standpoint, you know the basis of Christianity, right? That Jesus was the Son of God, Savior, died for our sins.
yeah, I know that's the story, yeah.
So you understand that that's what Christianity is based on. So,
Right.
so from a pure logical standpoint, if you're right and I'm wrong, I would lose nothing.
That's Pascal's wager.
Yeah, so, but if I am right and you're wrong, you lose everything.
Yeah, but what if we're both wrong?
If
What
we're
if-
both wrong,
Yeah.
I haven't lost anything.
How do you know? What if you're wrong, and a God sends you to hell? A God exists, sends you to hell for he gave you the ability to think and use logic and use your brain, right? Because he's a God.
Let me interrupt you just a second.
So you're saying you'll lose nothing either way,
I have everything to gain, nothing to lose.
except if another God exists, and it gave you the ability to use logic and reason, and you fail to do that. So, but you believe in a God that you think wants you to believe in it, but it doesn't. It gave no evidence of its existence. So it's going to punish you for not using your brain correctly that it gave you. So it'll send you to hell for believing in a God. Because
You believe there's another God?
no, it doesn't matter whether I believe it or not. It doesn't matter who believes in it. It's a scenario that could exist.
Well, it just saying to you that that's a perfectly logical question to ask.
What?
If you don't believe and it's a reality, you lose everything. If I believe and it's not a reality, I don't lose anything.
Right, unless this God that exists punishes you for believing.
I'm not talking about an unless situation. I'm just talking about reality.
What about, okay, what do you mean?
I'm saying the faith that I have.
The what?
The faith that
Okay.
I have, my belief in Christ.
Okay.
If that's a reality.
If.
Yeah, I say it. If it's a
Well,
reality.
my scenario could be an if, is an if as well.
But what I'm saying to you, if what I'm saying is a reality, then you lose everything. But if it's not, then I lose nothing.
Okay, but if that other God exists, you lose everything.
I don't know about any other God.
No. It doesn't, but you don't even know about your own.
No, I'm asking you about this relationship with this God.
Okay, okay, there's no reason to think that this God, there's nothing we can demonstrate to show it's real. So therefore, I can bring in another God that's not shown to be real as either, and give different parameters to show how you would lose everything. But you seem to not want to acknowledge that that's a possibility.
Do you?
No, it doesn't matter whether I do or not. I'm asking whether you.
It does matter.
Why does it matter what I
In
believe?
our discussion.
Well, why does it matter what I believe for that?
Well, why does it matter?
Obviously, I don't believe in it, but I'm just telling you, it's a scenario that could exist. And so, in that instance, in that scenario, in that reality, you would lose everything.
Well, I mean, again, as a person, I like you. I like to be friends and have friends.
Okay.
I don't really like to argue.
But debating actually is good. It's like food for your brain. Like if you have a belief about something, the best way to test it is to debate someone on it.
But we've debated.
Yeah.
This is probably the third or fourth time we've debated.
Right.
I'd just rather talk to you about bike, fishing.
It's not a bike. No.
What is it?
Electric unicycle.
Tell me about it.
Goes 50.
50?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's got to be something. Going 50 miles an hour. Right?
Yeah.
Do you go that fast?
No, I'm only 144.
Well, that's fast.
Yeah, no, I just want to get your logic behind this stuff that you believe in. It seems like you're totally set on it, and you won't consider other viewpoints.
I've considered that.
Well, you haven't. If you shrug mine off, and I gave a different scenario that where you would lose everything, and you don't even give it the time of day.
And I appreciate your thoughts.
Uh huh.
I don't want to.
Could you be wrong about what you believe in?
I don't think.
You don't think you could be wrong, even though nothing demonstrates it.
I think love demonstrates it.
Love? Why would that have anything to do with it?
Because God is love.
Then why? Okay, then so God doesn't exist, except for we already have a word for love. It's love. Why call God love when we already have a word for it?
But again, I'd rather talk to you about whatever instead of arguing about it.
Oh.
Because you have your belief, I have mine. You're not going to
My
change.
lack of belief, you mean?
Okay, your lack of belief.
There you go.
You're not going to change.
Oh, I will change. I'll change tomorrow if someone can define what a deity is, what a God is, and show how they know anything about it. And have it be good evidence to show it exists. If they can do those two things, then I'll believe in them.
I don't think anybody can do that.
Huh?
I don't think anybody can do that.
Exactly why I don't believe in one.
Okay, that's
It
up
must
to
be
you.
demonstrated.
Okay, that's the way you feel.
But you don't believe in demonstration? You're not keen on science?
It doesn't have to be demonstrated.
Well, like I said, then I can believe in anything. It's okay. No. All right, man.
All right. I appreciate you stopping and talking.
Thanks for the time.
All right.
Good to see how your brain works there.
Okay. Appreciate you. Have a good one.
See you later.
Be careful on it.
Oh my God, really? I don't understand the whole Palestine thing. I'm not too well educated on it. I guess I could have stopped and asked about it, but I'm just not interested. I don't think we should have anything to do with that place over there. Let them kill each other. Who cares? Up?
Yeah, good. How are you?
You asked me that twice now.
I'm sorry.
What's that?
And really, I'm looking at your thing. I think I got kind of.
I got plenty of things on, ma'am.
Yes, I was thinking about
And-
RoboCop.
Okay. So some JWs out here today.
Yes, we're out here usually every day.
Heard some horrible things about your religion.
Yes.
That you disown people and families. Kind of like what Scientology does. It's not true? Never been done? Never been done by NJW church group. Not at all. Okay.
There's a lot of false stories out there.
Okay, so they're all stories, not true. Okay. It's not what I heard.
Well, it's good to talk to somebody that is.
That is what?
That's one of Jehovah's Witnesses than somebody that's not. Because you don't always get the truth from somebody else.
Well, someone who's not may not be one because of all the things they went through in the church. So they might have a unbiased, objective.
That's possible.
Yeah.
There's probably more to the story.
Okay.
It's very possible.
I just don't see the point of any of this, to tell you the truth. I think mankind shouldn't join groups. I think when you join a group, you outsource your thinking to someone else. You're basically saying, hey, I don't know how to think properly, so why don't you do it for me? You know, why don't you tell me what's real? You know? So
But we allow people to think for themselves. It's a discussion.
sorry, what's that?
We allow people to think for themselves. It's a discussion. They're not forced to agree with anything. They can share their opinions, and we're happy to hear it. We love people.
But you can't be part of the church unless you believe in the God stuff and everything, right?
You can still come.
Huh?
You can still come.
Still come.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. Okay.
No one's
Are
trying
there
to
any
win.
JWs who are atheists?
I don't know any personally.
Okay.
That doesn't mean it has happened over time, but you know, people are right to choose, right?
Well,
It's free will.
you don't really choose your beliefs.
Well, then how do you gravitate towards it?
Well, what you believe really depends on how well educated you are in something. So the more you read or educate yourself on something, the belief is done subconsciously. Because you can't just choose to believe. Like, I can't just choose to believe in, like, Tinkerbell or Peter Pan or something like that one day and then not the next day.
Well, and
It's
faith
done
is
through
not-
education.
Yeah, yeah.
Or lack thereof.
Faith is not
or
based
brainwashing.
on blind,
What's that?
blind information.
Yeah.
We encourage our students to examine it for yourself.
Okay.
There's plenty of stuff out there you can do research. We provide research tools, but you can use your own research tools.
Do you provide research on what a God is?
Provide
What
yourself.
is a God, if I can ask you that?
What is God?
What is it?
He's the king on earth.
Okay. Maybe I wasn't more clear. I don't know like what it is, what it's made of, where it lives, you know, how it does the things it does, and then how do we know anything about it? Like, I didn't ask what you think it's done. I want to know what it is.
Well, the Bible reveals that God is spirit. He lives in the spirit realm, invisible to our eyes.
What is a spirit?
Nice to meet you too.
It's another form of life form. It's designed to live in space.
A spirit lives in space?
Yeah.
But what is it? What is it made of? Like, how do we know it's real?
I guess That's where education comes into play.
There's education that teaches us what that is.
Well, it describes who God is.
No, what it is, not who it is. Right?
Well, spirit is his body.
Is what?
His body is spirit.
But we don't know what a spirit is.
We can only go by what the Bible reveals.
So you believe what the Bible says, and you only go by that. And if it doesn't say anything more than that, then you just don't know any more than that. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, the Bible gives us insight. It gives us the peek into a realm that we cannot see.
Are you sure?
Okay. So we get a picture of someone who has a personality, who decided to create things, and so we're a product of his creation. We're his children.
And you believe that because the story says so.
That's what I learned in my study and my education.
So from the story, though.
Well, yeah.
But the story says it. So nothing really says.
The source we use is the Bible for all our information. That's our basis.
Okay.
I don't know of any other publication on earth that talk about God and what he's like. I haven't seen it. Have you seen anything?
There's lots of books on different gods out there. So.
Yeah. The Bible does say there's many gods, but there's just one that created all things.
Well, that's a story. We don't even know that's true. To think that it was just one. I mean, back in ancient Greek time, they believed in multiple gods. So.
Well, they still do. Yeah. They still do.
So to them, there's not just one God. So, but you're saying there is. But in order for you to make that kind of assertion, you'd have to have something to show. It has to be demonstrable, right?
What do you mean by demonstrable?
Demonstrable needs to be demonstrated.
Okay. So when you look into the universe and see it expanding, who's in control of all that?
What makes you think it was a who?
Created, stars are being created.
Right.
Who's responsible for that?
Why would you start the question with who?
I don't understand.
I don't know. Why you're begging the question by using the word who? The best way to ask it was, how did this all come to be here? That would be the best question. You don't want to ask who, because when you ask who, you're implying it was some sort of intelligence.
Well, yeah, there is an intelligence.
Well, you'd have to show that in order to be able to ask that question, right? We have to know it was intelligently created before we can ask, okay, which intelligence created it?
Well, yeah.
So we can't do that unless we can show it was intelligent.
But that's where education comes into play. The more you research the subject, you can come to your own conclusion.
Do you think coming to your own conclusion is better than just going by the facts and we just seeking answers? And if we don't know something, we should just settle with, we should be confident enough and humble enough to say, I don't know. And so we do have the answer. I think that's the best way to go. So about a God existing, I don't know.
So do you believe that Christ Jesus lived?
I think it's up for debate. And there's really nothing written during his lifetime that shows he existed.
That's not true.
What do you mean that's not true?
There are historians that wrote.
The what?
There are historians who wrote the activities of Jesus on the earth 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, not during his lifetime. Well after the fact. Not while he existed. I mean, I'll have a discussion with someone, and for sake of argument, I'll assume, okay, let's assume Jesus existed. Now show me he was more than a man. I'll do that. But even his existence itself, there's really nothing showing he was real, except stories written well after the fact. So, I would
That's
say
what the Bible puts in, because it tells us who he is.
yeah, that was written. Yeah, that was written well after.
It was.
Yeah.
We agree.
So then I'm not going to believe in a story written well after the
You
fact.
can't really put the Bible together when the person's alive right then. It comes later.
Right. So because of that, we have nothing to really go by. So that's why. So to answer your question, I don't really think so. I don't think he existed.
Even history is written after the fact.
Yeah, sure. But a lot of things we have good evidence for because they're written during the lifetime of, and they were just people, not people who was to be messiahs or important religious figures that without them the religion would crumble. So there's a difference.
here's something interesting. There are things in the Bible that were recorded that weren't known to mankind, like the earth being a circle.
No, the Earth isn't a circle.
It is.
It's
What is it?
it's a sphere.
That's a circle.
It's a globe. It's not a circle.
Okay. So what looks like globe?
That's not, it didn't say globe though. It said circle, and it also says four corners of the earth. So
Who told that person it was a globe when there was no technology to do that?
what's that?
Who told that person that?
Well, see, now you're just guessing. Now you're just trying to say, well, their understanding was limited, etc. So.
Well, it sounds like pretty much you already determined what you want to believe.
Well, I love the truth. I'm all about the truth. I care about the truth. So. Well, I mean, if you care, if you care about the truth, then you would require everything that's said to exist to be demonstrable.
What does that mean again?
You can't demonstrate it.
Well, there's something you have to take by faith.
No.
You see the wind,
No.
you can't see it, but you know it
Yes,
exists.
you can. I can bust out a barometer if I wanted to. I can easily see it's true, but that making analogies doesn't help you with the discussion, because analogies are really only supposed to use to help someone understand a point. It's not used for argument.
But we think in 3D, we think in pictures. So if we can picturize things, it's easier to understand.
Yeah, no, analogies should never be used to try to convince people. I know religious people like to use those a lot.
So let me ask you, do you have any religious background, or are you just...
No, I don't have any religious background.
You're just thinking on your own ideas?
No, I like to think that I use, good reasoning, logic and reason to figure things out, yeah.
But what do you base your logic and reasoning on?
What do you mean, what I base it on?
What do you base
My
it
ability
on?
to think, use my
How do
brain.
you make an hypothesis or come to a conclusion? Well, something's true.
What's that?
How do you base your
Well,
thoughts?
truth is a degree to which a statement corresponds with reality, right? So if someone says something is true, they must show how their statement corresponds with reality. And if they can't define it, or can't show it, then I would dismiss it. So that's what I base it on.
Oh, what's wrong?
So basically, you have your own religion.
No, that's just adhering to reality and how everything is. It's not a religion. Religion contains doctrine and things of that nature.
That's true.
I don't have doctrine. I have a reason and logic.
But then, how does that make you feel?
What do you mean, my feel? What about my feelings? What does that
Well, how
mean?
does that make you feel with your deduction of things, your reasoning?
Yeah.
What does that do for you?
What do you mean? What does it do? I like to know the truth. I think it's important for mankind to know the truth. I think that we'll solve more problems more accurately, better, if we had a more accurate view of how the world works.
That's true, but it's not happening.
What's not happening?
Mankind's not using that.
Well, we're getting better at it. I mean, there's a lot more non-religious people here in the U.S. than there was before, and we keep growing. So.
But that's not what you're seeing, though. The byproduct of the world is lack of love, violence, war, bloodshed, hatred.
Yeah, a lot of that's because of religion.
Some of it is. That's not all.
I didn't say it's all. I didn't say all. I said a lot of it because of
Well, we
religion.
agree.
Huh?
So that we agree on that.
The what?
We agree.
Yeah, sure.
How are you doing today?
Doing great.
It's been a while since I saw you.
I don't remember you, sir. Sorry.
Over there by what they call the potato.
Yes.
Well, it's nice chit-chat.
All right, buddy. Thanks for the talk.
Enjoy your day.
I will.
Okay, Jeff, thanks. I hope so.
How you doing?
There you are. I was wondering why someone was invading my space.
Are you looking for housing?
No, I have a house.
You have one?
I have one.
Are you looking to sell it so you can live with us?
What a great idea.
It is, right?
Would my mortgage go down?
I don't know. No problem. We only have 2 minutes, so take your pick. What do you call this gadget you're on?
It's called an EUC, which is short for electric unicycle.
Okay, cool. Did you like make it or buy it?
I gotta buy it in China.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
They won't make them here because someone holds a patent. If someone tried to make them here, they just get sued. So
Oh, really?
there's companies here in the U.S.
Fantastic. Go ahead. Thank you so much.
There's companies.
Have a good day. Good luck on your interview.
There's companies here in the U.S. who buy in bulk from them and sell them to people in the U.S.
Oh.
So that's how I got it.
Nice.
So and
I did not know that.
I didn't actually have to buy it directly from China, so I still get some sort of support. hmm So you look like super gorgeous.
You think
I
so?
love your hair.
Thank
Yes,
you. I really
very
appreciate
nice.
that. Do you live on campus? Oh, no, you don't. You said you have a house.
I have a house. I used to go here, but now I live
What do you do
off
now?
39th. I work IT.
IT?
Yeah.
What do you do in IT?
Anything. I do everything.
Like what? Tell
I
me.
can fix anything.
Okay.
Work in anything. Fix hardware, software. I do some network administration, some sysadmin work. I mean,
What could you teach me? Teach me one easy thing about IT I could learn today. Because if you do a lot, then that means you know.
well, what do you want to learn? Because there's so much to.
The easiest thing that IT offers. Like, what if I wanted to do a Google certificate, right? Which course would you tell me to go for?
Well, you'd have to narrow it down to what you want to be more knowledgeable about. There's so many different areas. You have to say, can I maintain my computer better? Can I, something like that. I think it's going to require some coffee, some time for us together.
You think so?
I really do.
You really think so? What are you doing now? I noticed you have like a microphone and like, are you some sort of content creator or like you give like IT advice?
IT advice. No, I don't give IT advice. That would be silly. No, I wear this. It's not on now, but I turn it on when I'm on the street because people, I ride anywhere a bike can go. So it's just like insurance for whenever. You know what I mean?
I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought like you were some sort of like RoboCop.
Robocop.
Yeah. Have you seen RoboCop?
I am, baby. No,
I
you'd be surprised.
love that. Oh, that's great. How long have you been in IT? All your life?
Yes. Yep. Pretty much. Quite a long time.
What made you want to do that?
I just love fixing computers. I used to start playing video games a lot, and then I found out people like to corporations look for people to fix them.
Okay.
I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll do that.
So, like, would you say that that's a lucrative field for you?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Because you can go up really far if you want to. Depends on how many certifications you have and how much experience you have. Because really, when you go for job interviews, what they really do is they don't really look at your certification so much, or they don't care about college at all. They look at what you know. So your interviews are testing your knowledge all the time. So if you really know what you're talking about, you can have like shit for experience. Just that you do on your resume so you get noticed. Just have shit for experience. Learn what about it on your own,
Right.
and then pass an interview and then get the job.
Yeah, I know. I absolutely agree. Now, you work in IT, so you probably can hack things.
No, I don't. That's for you to.
Is that for me?
That's for you to.
Well,
put your-
here's what I'm doing.
No. I know what you're gonna say. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna hear from you.
That's exactly why.
I
That's
hate that.
exactly
I
why
hate
you have
that.
to keep coming
I've
over
learned
here.
my lesson.
You have to keep coming over here. I mean, I'm always here marketing.
You what? I don't come out all that often.
You don't? Where do you normally stay?
Well, I live off
Inside the
39.
room?
So what's that?
Inside your room doing the IT stuff? Do you work for
I
yourself?
do. No, I work remotely. Yeah.
Remotely? Oh,
I don't like going to the office like with people. Ugh.
You hate people?
Oh,
Yet you're
okay, I
out
didn't
here-
say that.
You're here
I
talking
didn't
to
say
me,
that.
but you hate people? I'm a person.
I'm making an exception for you.
Okay.
Okay, because your hair is awesome. That's it.
Aw, thank you. Because my hair is awesome. Look at his really cool outfit.
Yeah, no, that is pretty
It's
cool.
a security, man.
No, I could definitely
It looks
see
a little
that.
overdone. I used to make fun of people who wore the chest thing.
Yeah, but it's
I-
needed.
When I first started riding back in 2016, I didn't wear shit.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Then I hurt myself once or twice. I'm like, okay, so I started wearing these things.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is my first thing. And then I'm like, okay, then I said, okay, I need to watch out my. So I started wearing these two things, and that was it.
Okay.
And then this was third, and then this was fourth.
Okay. I mean, protection is important. Yeah.
Protection. I don't do motorcycle, but you know, at least you actively.
Come on, some hot guy came up on a motorcycle and asked you
That's
for a
even
ride.
more
I'm sure you
dangerous.
get on.
I'm sorry.
Some hot guy came up riding a motorcycle and asked you to get on. You say, okay.
I might.
If it was Idris,
Probably.
right? Or Jeff Bezos. Who knows? Not Jeff Bezos?
He is a billionaire.
He is a billionaire. Or Bill Gates.
I get on Bill Gates' motorcycle.
I wouldn't.
You know, for
Dude, he's rich. I thought you guys don't care what a guy looks like as long as he's rich. It's all about the money here in America.
Exactly. It's all about the money. Well, at least for me. 'Cause I'm gonna be like, you know, can I quit my job?
Exactly. That's
Right?
easy.
As long as
Can
I
I
quit
quit
my
my
job and
job?
not work.
You should be trying to find a good man now while you're young. Don't wait until you party it out and you become expired at 30.
Oh.
Oh, that kind of hurts.
Then you're gonna just grow up with a bunch of cats.
Cats. Hilarious. Did you send the lunch?
Yes, I did. You sent me yours?
I did. All right, time to wrap this table up.
No, seriously, it's like
What's your
perfect
name?
timing.
Ted,
Ted.
Bladine.
It was nice.
Ladine,
Uh-huh.
whatever. Okay, no.
Now you can take that back. You know what? You can met somebody today. Okay.
Alrighty. Ted, it was nice coming to your TED Talk. See what I did there?
You're so smart.
Alright, so, I mean, we're done for today.
We're about to head back to
I'm back to
work.
this area. You have some people. Well, we're always
We're
here.
always here every day. pretty much.
Well, you know, I think you're missing out on the opportunity here.
What? Also, yes, I mean.
The coffee opportunity. you
A
know.
coffee
We should be having
opportunity.
coffee.
Ted.
Oh, Bladine, you want to have
Ted.
She's giving me the runaround. You need to set it
Yeah.
straight.
Ted.
Why are you gonna stick that dagger in there and move it around?
I'm not, because I'm a very high maintenance individual, Ted. And I
What?
don't want to break your heart.
High maintenance. Okay, so you have a sugar daddy then. So you have a sugar daddy then.
No, that doesn't necessarily mean I
How
have
are
a
you
sugar
high
daddy.
maintenance then?
Am I high maintenance?
Yes, please tell me.
Everything that I require.
Which is